like that. For the trans women I know who have made a transition or are in the process of making a transition, they would never use a female space, let alone use a female space with not being at least half.
Unless they're narcissistic fucking AGPs, where they're
they're doing it for free, and they're just welcome going in, like, and we're called mean for not like, you know, worshiping them. And just
my partner. Oh my God, my best friend. She's a black trans woman, and she doesn't use the women's like women's facilities. Like she will use the bathroom, but only if her wife's there. Her wife's a female. So that's the only time she would feel comfortable. And her wife doesn't like using public spaces by herself. So even before she had transitioned, she would do that for her wife, because her wife has, a panic disorder and stuff like that. So like I just don't like understand why some trans women are like that, because the trans women I know have like respect for women's spaces in the sense of like they actually care about making like women uncomfortable and try their best to just like compromise and things of that nature. But I noticed that like a lot of white trans women or trans individuals are the ones that are, pushing things to people.
And I think that like maybe like I guess my issue is like coming from like a hereditary line of women with disabilities with vision impairment. So my mum is legally blind. I'm I'm vision impaired, so I'm heading that way. And then I've got two daughters which seem to have escaped that hereditary line. But when my mum goes into like a women's, like when she's changing in the beach, at the women's restrooms, I'm expecting mum to be only in there with like women only, and she can't see. I promise you, like she can't fucking see shit around her. And so I'm there with my limited vision, like trying to just, and it's fine, like because I feel confident that I'm in a women's space. But if like we're now letting like trans women or men in this space, I'm really feeling uncomfortable, and I can't see really if they're women or men. Like I just trust the process that I'm in a space that it's women only, but I can't anymore. So that's
I
really,
never
really
felt comfortable in public spaces, and like I went to England recently, and like I went to a pub in London, and my partner had waited upstairs for me because like it was like you have to like go downstairs. It's the one that's like next to that big market that all those influencers go to. Is the pub like right there across from the market. And I'm just in the bathroom, and I walk in the bathroom, and mind you, I'm only 5'2", okay, and I don't weigh.
Oh, you're tiny, darling.
Yeah, and I see these two individuals who at first I was like, why are these men in the bathroom? And I was like, maybe they're trans women, I don't know. And they're like really, really tall. They have to, because my partner's 6'5". So these people were like really, really tall, and they're staring at me. And then I go into the bathroom because I was like, I don't know what to do. So I didn't really get to pee because like I've been drinking a lot. Been drinking beer, like so in the back. And I go into the bathroom, and they just stand there. And I see one of them come closer to the stall, because in the bathrooms it was floor to ceiling. Most of the bathrooms in England were floor to ceiling. And they just stood there, come closer to my stall to listen to me use the bathroom, and just stared at me washing my hands. And I told my partner, and I was like, we need to leave. Like, these people are weird. But I didn't want to say anything to them because I'm short. I can't do anything against
defend yourself. Yeah.
Like they were way more brolic than me. Like I don't.
Why were they staring at you though? Like what was that? Like what? What were they even?
I don't know if they were cross dressers. I don't know if they're trans women. I don't know what they are, but they had beards, and they were in dresses, and they had long hair. But I honestly couldn't tell you what they were, to be honest with you.
They were wearing like dresses, like
yeah.
I think so many like girls.
Yeah, but they were older.
Like
they were older.
Yeah.
They were like in their like had to be in their 40s, 50s. They were like older.
Do you remember when I told you that story when I, sort of being sexualized from the age of 11 years onwards? I went to a market in Flemington in Sydney, and I went with a friend of mine that was 12, and we were buying mangoes. We were buying trays of mangoes, and it was so busy. And then so I put my hand out and I was waving $10 in the air, and then they gave me a tray of mangoes. But then I felt this really hard thing in between my legs, in between my butt cheeks. I was 12 years old. I turned around and there was a man just smiling at me. And it was the first smile that I've ever seen when I was 12. And I'll never forget that look, ever. And I was 12 and he could not, and I was like, this is so disgusting. And I had to maneuver my way out of that. But I would never forget the look in his eyes, the satisfaction, and his smile with his freaking hard on between my legs as a 12-year-old
They're
child.
so proud of themselves. He's
so proud of himself.
That's why we don't want them in fucking spaces where we're unclothed or whatever. It's not that big of an ass.
I mean, I understand what y'all are saying. It's just that, especially in America, where they're just, the majority of people are like that. They're not gonna, I don't know how you guys, I'm not saying that you can't be gender critical or whatever.
I was 12.
I don't care per se, I do, but, what exactly, are y'all doing, especially the American women, what are y'all planning to do to combat this?
I live in Texas, and I've voted for things, and I've gone to women's rallies, and the thing about the U.S. is that every state is different, and they all kind of make their own rules, and even if a federal, thing is passed, the states states' rights usually have precedence, the Constitution, gives states' rights precedence. So it's very difficult to know exactly what to do. But I know that there are these organizations that go into kids' schools, they're hired or brought in by the school, and they go in and they do workshops and classes and stuff with both students and teachers, basically just pushing this gender ideology nonsense. And I have been trying to figure out ways to make people aware of what exactly it is they are peddling, because it's not immediately obvious. They use a lot of fluffy, nice words I don't know, inclusive or whatever the hell, but they actually have some of their worksheets that they give out posted on their website, and they have the gender unicorn and the all this crap. So I've tried to I tried to email people in school districts, and I'm just some random person, but I have some people that I know that work in school districts. So I've been trying to spread awareness of the existence of these don't fall for this and it's the human rights campaign. You'd think they'd be I don't know, have some good substitutes, but they don't. And I work with kids sometimes, and I'm deeply concerned about the kids, and I'm not sure what to do. I feel it's you just have to, reiterate to kids you're a boy.
I mean, I think this all is gonna go.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Matthew,
in 10 years or so.
Hi. Hello.
I don't think this gender stuff is gonna last that long, honestly, because it's really just it's a fad, and it can't. Again, a lot of people are waking up to how dangerous this is for children and for people in general.
Why is it dangerous for children? Because they can't consent? What is it? Can children be trans? What is it? Let's get to the actual root of it.
Because the medical, the doctors,
Wait, hold on 1 second. Matthew's trying to speak.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, 2 things. I'll try to make it really quick because Blue knows I can go on a fat fucking excuse my French. I can go on a tangent. So first things first, I know you were asking American women, what are they doing to combat this? This is super anecdotal, so take it at its face value. But if you know who Deb is, she's like another like creator of the circuit. He has a friend who like went to like city council and put in like legislation to kind of almost force like companies who are going to do like new renovations or create new property to also include like same sex or gender neutral bathrooms. I know like that's an example. And then as for like the why